Mark, everyone was left hugely frustrated by last weekend's result. To what degree do you feel that frustration came from a place of knowing what the team's capable of producing and the levels they've set this season?
When you get frustrated, you're frustrated because you feel like you can do better than you've done, or the outcome should have been different than it was, and that's how we felt after the game. You know, having said that, the first half performance was outstanding. Second half was okay. We just didn't take the chances when they came along. We had enough of them and to go and win the game, but didn't take them, and that is then the championship. You make an error at the end of a game at 90 minutes when there's no real time to come back and concede a last gasp goal. It sort of it changes the mood, changes the feel, and on the back of what should have been a talking point with Sorba's goal. At the minimum, you know, there was some really good chances created and great opportunities that we didn't manage to take. So those were the frustrations.
How do you want the players to channel that frustration heading into another 3-game week?
To channel frustration is something that's probably going to be there anyway. We know we're playing against actually a really good team, some good players who were in the playoff final last year and really unlucky not to go up. You got to remember they were 2 goals up and there's a goal disallowed in that playoff final, so they were really, really close. Then obviously things had changed. There's a bit of turmoil in the first few weeks of the season. Chris has come back in and he is an experienced head and somebody who's had major success, not just at that football club but at others that he's been at. So you know that was going to turn around. They've won 3 on the bounce now, and they'll be buoyed by that. And we've had some really good performances, but not picked the results up that we felt we should have had. But that's got to change. That's got to turn around. To go up there and get a result would be a brilliant start to again a 3-game week.
Several players attended fan engagement events on Monday evening. What do you see as the benefits of such events?
I think clearly it's something that we want to do and something that we should do, and to get out into the community. If you're a true community club, you go and do work in the community as well. And I say work in the community, you spend time talking to people, and that's a privilege, and I think that's something that the supporters really like, the players like, and I think it benefits both parties. The supporters get to know the players get to know the individuals at the meeting. They'll get feedback from the support, they'll get feedback from those, and vice versa, and I think that's something that can only benefit individuals and the football club as a whole.
You welcomed Eric Smith to the training ground earlier in the week. A supporter who fell ill during the Coventry City game. How is Eric, and how important was it to you to give him and his family an experience to remember?
Well, it was good to see him, and good to see him looking so well in the first instance, and obviously he brought his family with him, and they had a really good time, I think. The players are really engaging anyway, and they'll have felt that, and they'll have felt the atmosphere and the environment that we're working here, and they'll have gone away, I think, having had really it's a once in a lifetime day. And you got to remember that it was only three and a half weeks ago that Eric had suffered that illness, and thankfully the medical team had helped save him, and obviously he's on the road to recovery but looks really, really well. So it was great to see him looking so well.
We're bearing down on one of the busiest periods of the season in terms of fixtures. As a manager, how do you kind of navigate these scenarios?
One game at a time. That's all you can do. You can look forward and work backwards, and you can do that as well. But ultimately, you've got to see where you're at, because things can change. So first and foremost, we'll address what's happening tomorrow, and hopefully we can get another good performance and come out on the end of a really positive result and the start of a really tough week, but a really enjoyable week.